С Новым годом! Just under 1 year ago, I arrived in Moscow as the new ambassador of the United States of America to the Russian Federation. I remember how eager I was to come to Russia and to experience your country's rich history, fabulous culture, and beautiful scenery. I was also determined to lead my government's work with Russia on many issues of mutual interest, including global security, countering terrorism, and bringing economic progress to both nations. I was very excited to participate in all the events my great colleagues at the U.S. diplomatic mission in Russia had planned for me, with opportunities to travel to many regions to meet as many of you as possible, and to host many events at my beautiful residence, Posol House. I also plan to watch a lot of my favorite sport, ice hockey, in the land that so many of hockey's greatest players call home. Of course, as we all know, just a few months after I arrived in Russia, the way we all travel, interact, and work was disrupted by the global COVID pandemic. I did not plan to spend much of 2020 wearing a mask and practicing social distancing, but it remains important that we do everything we can to overcome this unprecedented challenge and work to keep people safe and create a healthier new year. As I look back on the past year, I remember many things that we were still able to accomplish despite the pandemic. Together, we marked the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II in both Europe and Asia. Many of our own relatives made enormous sacrifices in that war, and we honored all who served their countries and helped achieve the Allied victory. We also honored the anniversary of the 9/11 attacks in the United States and the many memories of important World War II anniversaries this year with moving ceremonies at our embassy. And just as we came together to defeat common enemies in World War II, Americans and Russians came together in 2020 to provide each other with medical equipment in the fight against COVID. I was proud to be at the airport to welcome the U.S. planes that brought medical equipment to Russia in return for Russia's donations to America. Nothing is more important to me as ambassador than safeguarding the lives of our citizens and advocating for the human rights of everyone. I was able to spend time this year with American citizen prisoners Paul Whelan and Trevor Reed, and will continue to advocate for their urgent return home. We wish they too were celebrating the holidays with their families this year. I'm also proud that the embassy stood up for the rights of others this year. We waved our flag with pride. I was honored to be able to remember the victims of the Holocaust at the Jewish Museum, together with Moscow rabbis, and to meet with civil society and religious leaders on my trip this year to Yekaterinburg. Last winter, my family and I were able to tour some of the most iconic cultural sites in Moscow, including the Kremlin, the new Tretyakov Gallery, and the Pushkin State Museum. And I was able to try Russia's famous blini and many other wonderful foods in the past year. To work off some of those calories, I tried to run as often as possible, usually along the banks of the beautiful Moskva River. And yes, even though I did not get to as many hockey games as I had wished, I was able to watch a game between Dynamo and Spartak in February, and in September I was able to spend time with my favorite current player in the National Hockey League, the legendary Alex Ovechkin. 12 months ago, few of us could have imagined the world in which we're living today. The pandemic has come with loss and forced changes upon all of us. We owe a great debt to those doctors, nurses, and healthcare workers who have cared for the sick, and to those who have developed the vaccines that promise to bring this pandemic to an end. There is hope, and I'm confident that 2021 will be a better year for us all. It's a year when we'll honor the 80th anniversary of the Lend-Lease program, through which the United States provided the Soviet Union with billions of dollars of tanks, trucks, military supplies, raw material, clothing, and food, which helped make our Allied victory in the Second World War possible. I really look forward to the day when we can all start meeting one another in person again, traveling and experiencing each other's cultures, working together in person to solve the world's most important issues. And since I cannot, unfortunately, host a Christmas party at Posol House this year, I'd like to invite you to a virtual concert instead. The concert would be held on Wednesday, December 23rd at 6 p.m. Moscow time, or 8 p.m. in Yekaterinburg, and 1 a.m. on December 24th in Vladivostok. We will have both American and Russian musicians performing. Just log into the U.S. Embassy's Facebook page, grab your favorite beverage, and sit back to enjoy this special gift from us to you. And on behalf of all my colleagues at the U.S. Mission in Russia, I wish you, the people of Russia, a peaceful holiday season and a healthy and happy new year.